G'day folks, this is Sim. Well, actually, this is Bertha. Uh, this is Sim, and this is the island in Ark Survival Evolved. Now, that's not the point of this video, although we will be coming back to it. But for now, I just thought I'd let you all say hi. So let's get off of here. Bit of a drop. And let's go find somewhere nice to hang out, shall we? I will introduce you to the family before we're done. Really? Did you have to? So let's go upstairs and out onto the balcony, because it's quite pleasant out here. Not seeing much around. Okay, so what is this all about? Well, I mentioned a while ago, and I probably should have something to eat while I'm talking, that I was going to have a bit of an explanation video, because my upload schedule has gotten a little bit on the ragged side. It's improved a lot lately, and I have been regularly updating 7 Days to Die videos, but there is still a lot of other stuff which hasn't come back to my channel. And the first thing that I wanted to say is that doesn't mean that it's not coming back to my channel. It is. The issues with my uploads have been probably more personal than game related, I suppose. And you're going to have to forgive me while I muddle through this to the best of my ability. Simply put, I suffer from depression and anxiety, and I have for quite a long time now. It is for the most part out of control. It's for the most part under control. However, I still have issues that I have to deal with at times, and it can get to me every once in a while, and it makes life very, very hard. So essentially what happens is that if I go into a down spiral, a little bit of lag there, and that's probably because this is the first time I've ever recorded in this game. If I go into a bit of a down spiral, then I struggle to do the most basic things. And things like games that I really enjoy, I can literally sit and stare at the screen for hours with just no desire and no motivation. It really can be rough at times. And to top all of that off, let me get away from that glare. I do have a full-time job, and that definitely has to take priority. In fact, I would go so far as to say that simply getting out of bed on time every day, getting ready, getting to work, and getting through the day is often all that I can do. And I might go into the details and the background more, but if I do that, then I'll probably dedicate something specifically to it. Let's just level up this lass here, shall we? And give her just a little bit more melee damage. Okay. So, for a while there, I had hit a wall and I was really, really struggling. I managed to get back on a roll again with 7 Days to Die, which, as some of the long-time viewers of my channel will know, is something that I have been doing for quite a long time. I've popped in and out. I did a long series on Alpha 10. and I've played about a little bit with some of the very early versions as well. And I really love 7 Days to Die, although some of the updates have not been the greatest from my opinion. That's just me. Minecraft. Alright. As far as Minecraft goes, I've been playing Departed, which is the mod pack that was based around the, I believe, Advent of Ascension mod. And I've also been playing Atonement, which is the Iskandar mod pack, which is set in the Tainted Land. I've got my original Minecraft single player series, which I haven't played for a long time, but that's still there. And there are various other games that I've been recording over the, well, scarily enough to say now it's years since I started doing YouTube. And I mostly started doing YouTube because it's fun, and I get to share some of the stuff that I do with you guys out there. Even though there's not a lot of you, I've never been too worried about having a massive YouTube channel or anything like that. It's mostly for me and for those of you who like what I do. So at the moment I am trying very hard to work out what I'm going back to with Minecraft. I definitely don't want to leave the series as finished. The one that I'm struggling with the most is probably Magic Farm 3, because it's a combination of the trolliness of the pack and the fact that there's no real goal to it. That yeah, I'm just finding it hard with both Departed and Atonement. Atonement has a clearly defined goal, and Departed is more something to muck around in and to eventually travel between all the individual worlds. And let's go and see what's going on over here. There's certainly a bit of activity. Now, I am hoping to get back to a more stable and varied schedule and keep that running, but I can't make any promises. I'll do the best that I can. What I am probably going to do soon is shift my 7 Days to Die videos to every second day, because I finally have a backlog again when it comes to videos. Oh wow, is that an alpha? Go away, tighten it. I hate these ants, they're just horrible. Oh no, it's just very bright and colourful because it's covered in blood, because it's been absolutely hammered by these ants. And there's more of them coming, and believe me, that lens flare is something that we can do something about. So let's do you mind while I'm trying to do things? Are there any more? So let's just quickly get rid of that. Much better, although it's starting to get a little bit dark, and it can get very dark in this game. So for YouTube's sake, I think it's probably a good idea to bump the gamma up a little bit too, shall we? There we go, much better. This is an interesting spot here. We always get a lot of large dinos like the Brontos, and regular visits from Rexes and Spinosauruses, which generally tend to come off pretty poorly against this many Brontosauruses. They can do quite a bit of damage, but every once in a while the predators will get the upper hand. But this one here is like a level 3 Rex up against that many Brontos, and the Anklos and the Stegosauruses and everything else. Yeah, they would have got wrecked, although you can see looking at that Bronto that that one's definitely taken a bit of damage. but it will heal up over time. And now I'm stuck on his leg, and I've got to be careful because if I aggro one of these, then I'm going to have a fight that I really don't want to deal with. So, my upload schedule will hopefully be getting back on track. And I do apologise for the times when it slips. I'm doing the best that I can. Sometimes, though, it's just not easy. There is something, though, that I do want to talk about that does relate to Ark. So before we go too far, let's introduce you to the family. As you can see, I've obviously been playing a lot of Ark Survival Evolved. And the reason for that is it is an awesome game. I was a little bit unsure about it when it first came out. But basically I got talked into giving it a shot, and once I got into it I was seriously hooked. Can we get a torch going here? Yeah, there we go. So who've we got? This is Stacy, my Stegosaurus. She's level 51. She turns like a freight train, and she's slow, and she doesn't get out much. But you gotta love her. She is a cutie. She needs a mate, and we will do something about that at some point. Over here we have got Bertha and Boris, my two Brontosauruses. These guys, they also turn like freight trains, but they are massive. They can carry massive amounts of stuff, and if I do need to go out harvesting, they do an amazing job. These two here, Trixie and Trev, are my Triceratops, and these guys have been with me for quite a long time, and the Trikes are amazingly powerful. They have an enormous knockback. They're not too shabby for harvesting, and you probably will get one early on in the game if you get a chance. But they make great defenders, believe it or not, from a lot of the miscellaneous stuff, and I often leave these guys to do all the work and keep everybody else on passive. Over here we have Marsha and Maurice, my two mastodons. And they are absolutely awesome. Again, they have a massive knockback. They are great for harvesting. They've got good weight, and one of the best things about these guys is that they actually can also move at a reasonably decent clip. Then over here we've got a couple. Let's get you out where we can see you properly, shall we, mate? So this is Sledge. Oops, let's try that again. Sledge is an Ankylosaurus, and Sledge is absolutely awesome when it comes to getting metal and flint from rocks. Sledge here is a bit of a bookworm, but when he needs to put in the hours, he does a pretty decent job. Now, Sledge's best mate is Cuddles up here, and Cuddles is my saber-tooth. Cuddles is absolutely awesome as well. Cuddles is powerful, fast, and she does an absolutely brilliant job of leading a hunting pack. But we don't always hunt. We also do a lot of exploring, and when it comes to exploring, Rock over here for long distance travel is absolutely brilliant. And we've also got Terry and Trix, the pteranodons, who are absolutely brilliant sprinters. So quite often I'll get a situation where I'll get a good drop come down, and who do we want? Well, Terry's got the saddle on at the moment, and if it's within range, and if I haven't left this one too long, I can get to the crate drops that come down very, very quickly. And this pinky purple one over here might have some good stuff in it, although I'm at a level in this game now where I've got some stuff that I still need to get, but I've got a lot of good stuff as well. Let's just jump off here and tell that guy to stay still, because they do have a habit of going nuts if you're not careful. And what did we get? We got a blueprint for Chitin and a blueprint for a silencer, which unfortunately I've already got, so we're not even going to worry about those. And let's jump back on Terry and head on back home. Once I get myself oriented, there's the green beacon and there's the red beacon. We're heading over this way. Alright, and you may see more of this place, but it won't look like this. Let's just get back to home and we'll finish the introductions. And jump off you and put you back down. Okay, now we probably shouldn't forget Spike over here. Spike is a Pulmonoscorpius, and he's not a bad little fella. He came in handy early on in the piece, and he's still pretty useful at times, so he's a welcome member of the family. They're all welcome members of the family. Even these ones over here, like my Parasaur, who I never found a name for, and is not good for much. Same with Fred over here, and yeah, Fred is also, well, yeah, he's slow. He doesn't really do a great deal, but he's a member of the family. Now here, all dressed up is Cooper, and Cooper's a Carnosaur, and Coop is in fact quite decent. He's not as good for getting around as some of the others, but he does do surprisingly great damage. But he's more a burst mode fighter than a long run fighter, if you know what I mean. And let's bump his melee damage up a little bit as well. The thing about the Carnos is I had one who unfortunately died, and his name was Dork, because even without the glasses on, you're going to look at me? Normally they look. Why are you not looking at me? That's unusual. If we take the torch away, is that what's causing the problem? No? Just not interested in me at the moment. Yeah, these guys really do look a little ridiculous, with the tiny little arms and the rather strange face and horns. Yeah, they do look a little bit like dorks. Over here we have got my dodos. There is Frodo, who is fairly new, and there is Dildo, the pink dodo, who has been with me since pretty much the beginning. And again, Dildo doesn't do much, but he's a member of the family. Here we've got some little oh crikey, I've forgotten what they're called. That's terrible. Oh dear me, I'm having one of those terrible moments. Anyway, these guys here are little flyers. They are really great for patrolling around the area, and all of my Dilos, who were my hunting pack at the beginning, and we've got a ton of these guys. They're all quite high level for where I started. Nowadays you can get much higher level dinos, but when I started out, things were a lot safer and softer, and I was still quite squishy. But then if we come out here, we've got Derp, and Derp, as you can see, is standing oddly, and if I let him out of here, he will walk around aimlessly regardless of what instructions he's given, with his head buried half in the ground, because his orientation is actually broken, and as you can see, his back feet are actually up in the air. I've been hoping that a patch would fix him, because he is level 61. He is quite an awesome Sabertooth, and I'm going to get stuck on these. Oh no, I got through. But yeah, The only reason he's not pacing constantly at the moment is because he's trapped in this little area in here. Over here we have Diablo, and Diablo is my first ever T-Rex, and he's a lovely fellow, an absolute monster, serious damage, but again, Diablo is definitely a burst fighter. He runs out of stamina quite quickly, but he's very cool. And then down here we have my pride and joy, my raptor pack, and we've got a few of them, and they are what kept me alive early in the game. I've lost a few along the way and replaced them, but we've got Viper and Reggie. Reggie is an absolute classic. He's been with me for a long time. Then over here we've got Pretty Boy. Did you have to? Or was that Pink? Actually, no, that was Pretty Boy. It was Pink that was so rude. I do apologise. And of course we've got Blondie back here. So that's the family, and this is my base. This is where I've gotten set up. This was my initial crafting area, smithy and smeltery and so forth. I then upgraded that and made some more involved stuff down this way, where I can literally park my dinos right outside to unload. And then in the home base itself, it's not too shabby. It could be better, but I'm fairly happy with it. We've got all of our cooking campfires, and we've got all of our additional storage. We have a full-blown fabricator, which, as you can see, is still suffering for some very low quality graphics, but that's okay. Up on the second floor we have my bed and not much else, and then we can in fact get up onto the roof a couple of different ways. And I'm starving again, of course, so we better eat something. Now the thing about Ark is that I have been seriously considering for quite a while now doing a survival guide. And that would mean resetting my world. I'll probably take a backup. I'm familiar enough to be able to do that. But resetting my world, starting off from the beginning. When I first started playing Ark, it was a nightmare. It was extremely laggy, unbelievably laggy. We had to pretty much kill all of the graphical options just to get a game that was playable. But the update cycle for Ark has been phenomenal, to the point where at the beginning it was updating every day, sometimes multiple times on the same day. And as time went by, it's gotten better and better. I'm getting fairly decent frames now with the recording going. It's dipping down a bit below what I would like at times, but overall it is pretty good. But the thing about Ark is it is absolutely gorgeous, and you've only just seen a little bit of it so far. There's a whole lot more to see. But I've avoided recording because of the issues and because it was updating so fast. Now, it is still updating quite quickly, but it has slowed down and most of the issues have gone away. So it's at the point now where I think that it would be worth doing. And you know how much I like doing survival guides, so that probably is the way the series is going to pan out if I do it. We will start from scratch and we will work our way through the game. I have some ideas in mind for the progression, which I think will be really cool, and we'll definitely be coming back to visit this area here, but when it's much more pristine and well, basically when I haven't actually been here. So what I'd like you guys to do for me, those of you who do watch, is let me know if you would like to see an Ark survival guide on my channel. If there's a bit of interest, and I only need a little bit, then I think I'll go ahead and do it. But I would like to know whether you guys want to see it or not. I'm happy just to keep playing it for myself, but as with most of the stuff that I play, I do like to share it with you guys and girls out there, so let me know what you think. Anyway, thanks for joining me for this channel update, I suppose. It's probably, like a lot of my videos, gone way too long, and we'll probably be following this up with some more 7 Days to Die, and I look forward to seeing you all again very soon. And until then, take care of each other, everybody, and ciao for now.